Joining us now on our Book Talk segment, great to welcome a man who's written a book that is going to help a lot of people, I think. We hear a lot about how diet affects our health, and this book is called No Grain, No Pain, a 30-day diet for eliminating the root cause of chronic pain. We're joined today by Dr. Peter Osborne. He's based in Texas, and he joined us on the telephone today. Doctor, how are you? Good to talk with you.
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good to have a chance to chat with you for a couple of minutes, and I guess the topic for your book, I kind of went through this a little personally in my life, dealing with allergies, a lot of them dealing with gluten and wheat and all that growing up, not as much now anymore, but a lot of people are dealing with this, right? With the gluten issues and causing health issues, right?
Yeah, it's a major epidemic, actually, in the U.S. today.
Well, yeah, you never heard about that before. I mean, I always heard of food allergies, which I had, but there seems like the last 10 years, you want to get rid of gluten in your diet. Well, why are we all of a sudden hearing about that?
Well, I think part of it is that with the diet popularity, of course, more and more people are doing it, so you're getting more and more anecdotal stories of people getting benefit by eliminating grain from their diet. But I think ultimately what we're seeing is we're seeing a beneficial diet that's kind of taking fruition for more than one reason. There's the gluten aspect of grain, which most people are familiar with. That gluten is this family of proteins found in grains that can create damage, and one of the diseases associated with it is celiac disease, which is an intestinal disease. But a lot of people are now starting to realize that there's this growing number of diseases that are called autoimmune conditions. Celiac disease is a form of autoimmune disease, and what autoimmune disease is when your own immune system starts to attack your own tissues.
Right.
So in celiac disease, your immune system attacks your own intestine. There are autoimmune diseases where your body attacks your muscle tissue or your joints or your liver or your thyroid gland, etc. So it's the fastest growing disease. And right now in America, there's 46 million cases of autoimmune disease that have been diagnosed, and there's an estimated 100 million people suffering from autoimmune disease in total. So it's the fastest class of disease on the rise, and it actually, a lot of people think cancer is the number one killer, but autoimmune disease actually kills more people than cancer when you add all the different forms of autoimmune disease up. It's just that it doesn't get the notoriety and it doesn't get the publicity that cancer gets. And some of the known causes for autoimmune disease, grain is one of the known causes of autoimmune disease, and so we're seeing autoimmune disease on the rise, and we're seeing people that are kind of figuring this out and going grain-free to help put their autoimmunity into remission.
Yeah, again, growing up myself, I had a little bit older parents, and my grandparents, and they always, they always thought back then, eating healthy grains in your diet are good. It can't be just that, but that always seemed to be a good thing for you. But what caused that to kind of go off the tracks? Is it just the way it's being grown, or why all of a sudden in the last 10 or 15 years is that not good for you?
Well, that's a really good question. I think we got to go back to 1943, and a lot of people don't know this about history in America. But in 1943, the United States banned the sale of grain unless it was fortified. And the reason why they had to do that is because eating grain was causing so much disease; it was killing people. There were two diseases in particular: pellagra and beriberi. And again, those diseases are B vitamin deficiency diseases that will kill you if they're not recognized and addressed. And it was known at the time that grain was actually one of the leading reasons why these things were happening. So what the government came in and said is that from now on, if you're going to sell grain, you have to fortify it with synthetic vitamins and minerals. Otherwise, it's going to cause widespread malnutrition and create a health problem in the U.S. So in 1943, the grain manufacturers and cereal industry started to fortify their product, and they changed their marketing message. Instead of saying the truth, which is don't eat us because we're bad for you and we cause vitamin and mineral deficiencies, diseases that will kill you, we said, hey, now we're even better for you because we're fortified with vitamins and minerals. And so, you've got the grain lobby that has a billion dollar industry, and you've got, hundreds of millions of dollars being spent on marketing by cereal companies and the grain industry to promote grain as a food in the U.S. But there's never really been any valid science that states that grain is actually healthy for humans to eat. As a matter of fact, there's quite the science in the contrary.
Yeah, the whole cereal industry is based on that, right? Fortified with vitamins and minerals. I heard those commercials every day growing up, right? And the bread too, right? Yeah. Wonder Bread. Remember that commercial?
Pun intended. We were ingrained with that, right, in commercial advertising.
Yeah. Well, your book has a lot of great recipes in it. You have a 30-day program. Again, a lot of people with these celiac issues and other autoimmune issues, obviously that is dealing with problems with digestion, but pain as well. So you have a lot of recipes in the book that can help, right?
Yeah, so what we tried to make we tried to make it as simple as possible for people to follow, because one of the things is you don't eat grain, and somebody in their mind is saying, well, what am I going to eat? So we made it very, very simple. We made it a short program instead of a long program, a 30-day program, because in my clinic, I've been treating autoimmunity for 15 years, and in the clinic we see dramatic improvement and changes in most people, and the vast majority of people, within a 30-day time frame. So somebody will take those recipes, just put them into place, just apply the program. They're going to see a dramatic change well enough that's going to help them justify the continuance of that type of diet.
We're just kind of going through a couple of the recipes. I mean, meat's part of it, right? Chicken and good fish. That's all part of it, right? You can't have some turkey and beef, so it's not just you're not going to just be eating lettuce, right?
Oh, absolutely not. It's definitely not a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet. It's a whole-grown American diet, right? You can eat meats of multiple different varieties, vegetables and fruits and nuts, all different kinds of varieties. I mean, there's plenty to eat. You just have, like I say, you just have to kind of wrap your mind around that first 30 days, and that's where most people struggle. Is just they struggle with the what do I do next, and that's what we try to provide.
And that'll help. I know a lot of people I've known that have had those kind of issues, digestive, celiac disease and stuff. If they change their diet, may not eliminate all pain, but a lot of it goes away, right? From diet.
Absolutely. I get patients all the time in the clinic suffering with severe autoimmune pain syndromes, rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus, and fibromyalgia. And, one of the biggest grain culprits that we see in the clinic, and above the gluten-free grains, so most people go wheat, barley, and rye-free, but one of the most detrimental grains that we see creating actual pain, physical pain in people, is corn. Mm-hmm. And part of that has to do with the corn is largely genetically modified, and so there's some component to that we're seeing destroying human tissue. And the other part of that is corn is grown with a tremendous quantity of pesticides. So a lot of people are reacting to the pesticides. So some of it's not just gluten. Some of it has to do with pesticides and the way these foods are farmed today versus the way they were farmed 50 years ago. So it's deeper than just gluten. This book is definitely not just a gluten-free diet book.
Well, we just kind of touched on a little bit of it, but I think their audience will get a good idea for what's in it. It's called No Grain, No Pain, a 30-day diet for eliminating the root cause of chronic pain. We've been talking with Dr. Peter Osborne today. And, Doctor, I know you have a website. Give that out. People can get more information on you and the book.
Yeah, so if you want to check out the book, it's NoGrainNoPainBook.com. And right now we're giving away a bunch of free extra recipes and coupons and bonuses. So if you're at all interested, I would take advantage of that. That special ends on February 8th. NoGrainNoPainBook.com.
Great. Doctor, pleasure talking to you. You're doing good work down there in Texas. And please let us know when your next book comes out. We'd love to talk to you then. But thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks, Doug, and you have a great afternoon.
I'm Stan Brock. 30 years ago, I formed Remote Area Medical to help people overseas. But then we found generations of families in America isolated by poverty from the health care they need. Together, we can take dental, vision, and medical help to 1 million adults and their kids, right here at home in the United States of America.
If you'd like to order the book we're talking about, please go to DougMilesMedia.com and enter the author's name in the Amazon search box. Thank you for listening. Please come back soon for more conversations here at DougMilesMedia.com. This has been a presentation of Doug Miles Media, all rights reserved. You can listen to or download previous programs at iTunes, Stitcher.com, or Doug Miles Media.